All right, so first off, say all praise to Yahweh, in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, otherwise known as GMS for short, but also known as the prophets of doom. These are where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also, shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel, Lord willing, I am of that number. All right, so this is a reading I've been wanting to do for a while now, but tonight is the night that the Lord put it on me to go ahead and be able to get this out. What it's going to be is, Lord willing, 3 readings of Isaiah, the 65th chapter. We're going to start off here reading it in the King James version. And if you stick around till the NLT, that speaks a lot more clear, okay, just in case. So, again, we're going to start in the King James translation. We're going over this because of the videos that we, the series that we had titled, what was that? Oh, man. I can't even really remember, so hold on a second. Actually, let me find it up here. Basically, the videos were on not only the people, not only the regular 2/3 walking around this earth, all right, thinking that nothing is going on about their way, okay, falling into that do as thou wilt spirit that this wicked place puts on you. But we also did some videos speaking to the false prophets or the false leaders of Israel, helping keep Israelites that are lost, all right, keeping them in that worldly spirit. But let me find the title really quick. Oops. Okay. One was titled "Conform to the Ways of the Lord," all right, a dire message to those without. And we did 3 other videos titled "Another Dire Message for Those Without," speaking to or about false prophets. So what Isaiah 65 is going to be about is, I'll go ahead and read the summary, but it's the judgment upon those groups of people that are without the Lord or without the knowledge of the Lord, and who necessarily don't fear the Lord, don't find any need or urgency in searching for Him, even though the scriptures tell you to do so. Right, a lot of you are do the lip service, meaning that you'll say you have faith and love for the Lord, but when it comes to your actions, they show a different and a more true statement to how exactly it is that you feel, or how close you are with the Lord. Okay. So the summary of Isaiah 65th chapter reads, "The calling of the Gentiles." All right, and we all are Gentiles in this day. All right, people who were born in this place, not knowing that they were Israelites. So since our ancestors were scattered, okay, and there are generations of scattered Israelites between us and the first scattered Israelites, we grew up amongst other nations, calling ourselves after these other nations, walking in the ways of these other nations, and in doing that, all right, we walked away from the Lord, all right, we walked contrary to the Lord's ways. Now, right, in this day, for the most part, Israelites feel like they, okay, know what the Lord wants but do they refer to the scriptures? No. All right, they do the same thing. They treat the Lord the same way that the rest of the world does. Okay, and that is creating the Lord in their own image. Okay, instead of conforming to the Lord's ways. All right, so that's again something that Isaiah 65 touches on. Okay, so again, Isaiah 65, the summary says the calling of the Gentiles. Okay, it says the Jews for their incredulity, idolatry, and hypocrisy are rejected. And this is what's going to happen at the end of days, upon the Lord's day. Okay, because a lot of you are incredulous. Let's go ahead and get this word really quickly here. What we'll do incredulity. All right, so here it is. Incredulity. It says the state of being unwilling or unable to believe something. Okay, so this is a state that most Israelites, all right, are in. Okay, the state of being unwilling or unable to believe something, and the truth is here in the earth, or the complete truth, the 100% truth of the scriptures are here in the earth, but Israelites are unwilling or unable to believe. Okay, so it said the Jews for their incredulity, for their idolatry. So let's see what idolatry is. Define idolatry. Idolatry. All right, the worship of idols. Okay, the worship of idols. It says extreme admiration, love, or reverence for something or someone. In this case, for something and someone other than Yahweh, Bahal Shem Shai. So what exactly is an idol? Let's get that definition also. Idol. Idol. It says an image, which is a very important word, a very telling word. Okay, it says an image or representation of a power used as an object of worship. So an image, okay, a way of life. So if you believe in other philosophies, other beliefs, and you are walking contrary to the Lord, no matter if it's labeled as a good person, okay, as far as this world is concerned, if it's walking outside of the ways of the world, outside of the ways of the Lord, all right, you have made whatever that is an idol. It becomes an idol at that point. A lot of people have made themselves an idol, okay? So again, an idol is an image or representation of a power, or it says here, God, a image or representation of a God used as an object of worship, right? And you may not call yourself a God, but guess what? If you put yourself or another thing above the Most High, it better be. It better be a God. Well, otherwise, why else would you do that? All right. Not that there are any other gods above him, right? But if you're doing that, what is that saying? Okay. It goes on to say a person or thing that is greatly admired, loved, or revered. Okay. Again, so if you even put yourself, if you admire yourself or love yourself or revere yourself over the Most High power, which is Yahweh. All right. This is what you're doing. You're causing yourself or whatever it is that you greatly admire, love, or revere to be an idol. Okay. That's what it is, considered an idol. So let's go back here for a minute. Again, the Jews for their incredulity, idolatry, and hypocrisy. All right, let's find out what hypocrisy is. Oops. All right. Hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. It says the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. So, if you say you love the Lord, are you actually walking in the ways of the Lord, which is what love is? Okay, or are you walking in your own way? So in that way, you are being a hypocrite. Okay. Okay. So it says again, the calling of the Gentiles, the Jews for their incredulity, idolatry, and hypocrisy are rejected. And this is what's going to happen. Okay, at the end of this, you 2/3 are going to be rejected as far as being taking place in that great salvation and being translated into the kingdom. Okay, you're going to have to die through pain. You're going to be rejected by the Lord. It says a remnant shall be saved, right? It went from pronouncing your judgment or 2/3 judgment to the blessing of the ones that do the will of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. All right, the ones who truly love and have faith in him. Okay, it says a remnant shall be saved, judgments on the wicked, and blessings on the godly, the blessed state of the new Jerusalem. Okay, so again, we're going to read this in the King James. Listen to it, even if you if the wording doesn't necessarily sit with you or give you understanding. All right, listen to it and get used to the wording of the King James. That way, when we go into the NLT or the Good News Translation, you'll see what is actually being said there. And you can even, while we're reading the NLT or the Good News Translation, okay, you can read along in your King James and get used to the wording. Okay, so let's go ahead and get right to it. Again, Lord willing, this is the first of 3 readings of Isaiah, the 65th chapter. We're going to put the NLT and the Good News Translation under the scope. Lord willing, you will be edified. Okay. So, Isaiah 65 and verse 1. It reads, I am sought of them that asked not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me, unto a nation that was not called by my name. All right, again, being Gentiles, we did not know that who we were, okay? So we weren't called who we actually were, and that still goes on to today, all right? Verse 2, it says, I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walketh in a way that was not good after their own thoughts. A people that provoketh me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abominable things is in their vessels. Now, I do want to look up a verse really quickly here. Man. All right, so give me a second here. All right, Congregation of the Dead verse. All right, because it said, which remain among the graves. Okay. Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. Okay. These are for people who don't have any understanding, because you're not searching for the Lord. You're not listening to his word through the men. Okay. Verse 5, it says, which say, stand by thyself, come not near me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day. Okay. Speaking of you hypocrites, saying that you are holier than thou, but yet and still, you don't honor the Lord in truth and sincerity in really any way, all right? Because you don't know the Lord, because you haven't taken the time to seek him, as it says in Isaiah 55:6, and you don't listen, okay? When the men of the Lord tell you the truth about the Lord, you'd rather, again, make him in your image than conform, all right, to his ways. And that goes for you false prophets and the congregation of you false prophets. Whether the false prophets be of Israel okay? Or rather they be of the heathen. All right, so verse 6, it says, behold, it is written before me, I will not keep silence, but will recompense, even recompense into their bosom your iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, saith the Lord, which have burnt incense upon the mountains and blasphemed me upon the hills. Therefore will I measure their former work into their bosom. Thus saith the Lord, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it, so will I do for my servant's sake, that I may not destroy them all. And I will bring forth a seed out of Jacob and out of Judah, an inheritor of my mountains, and mine elect shall inherit it, and my servants shall dwell there. And Sharon shall be a fold of the flocks, and the valley of Achor a place for the herds to lie down in for my people that have sought me. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drunk offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Now that's talking literally and spiritually, okay? Verse 15, it says, and ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. For the Lord Power shall slay thee and call his servants by another name. All right, that other name is, well, just for example, all right, the Israel of the Most High, all right, the remnant, the elect, the tabernacle of David, okay? But you are just going to be known as the ones who didn't break up from the curse, all right? Just a 2/3 here, all right? A smoke in the Lord's nose. All right, verse 16, it reads, that he who blesseth himself in the earth shall bless himself in the power of truth, and he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the power of truth, because the former troubles are forgotten, and because they are hid from mine eyes. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be you glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem, a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying. There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old, but the sinner, being 100 years old, shall be accursed. And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them, and they shall not build and another inhabit. They shall not plant and another eat. For as the days of a tree are the days of my people, and mine elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth trouble, For they are the seed of the blessed of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, and their offspring with them. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and whilst they are yet speaking, I will hear. The wolf and the lamb shall feed together, and the lion shall eat straw like the bullock, and dust shall be the serpent's meat. They shall not hurt nor destroy in all my holy mountain, saith the Lord. Right? We're all going to go back to, believe it or not, even animals. We're all going to go back to eating the things that grow from the earth for our food, right? No more meat eating. Okay, so that was just a King James reading of Isaiah, the 65th chapter, Lord willing. We will have the GNT and the NLT up next. So I hope that came through as sincere and edifying. All right, and with that, all praise to Yahweh, in the name of his Son, Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, otherwise known as GMS for short, but also known as the Prophets of Doom. These are where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also, Shalom to the remnant and the elect of Israel. Lord willing, I am above that number. Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.